Hello.
Top of the morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If? Him, Deku had the powers of the elementals. Yeah. So, in this storyline, I only picked 3 powers from my favorite anime, One Piece. So I picked the 3 weirdest ones. The gas fruit, the electricity fruit. I know it's called rumble fruit. Translate as sounds of thunder fruit. And the Mr. Hotshot himself. I know magma is hotter than fire, so just ask Ace, so he'll tell you. Oh wait, he got turned into a donut. Spoilers if you have not seen it. That's what he did. And yeah. So, yeah. And I picked all 3 of those to be because they're Logia types, and it would be hilarious to be. And reason why I picked those 3, and I forgot to mention, I'm making them super broken. What I mean is that they don't have that weakness in, like, from One Piece, where when you eat the Del fruit, you're basically, you lost your ability to swim, see prism stones, and the hockey. So, and you guys are probably doing like they're doing. Wait, what? That's the whole point of One Piece. The having the weaknesses of Dalverts, yes. But in this What If, he was born having the powers. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's jump right into the What If. And yes, I am adding Zumi into this What If. And huge shout outs to the people that I will, because one of you guys actually commented saying, do a huge shout outs to the other channels. A specific one is in the description. So, or should I say, a couple of them that I picked. So go check them out. Without further ado, let's jump right into the What If. So, yeah. So, Zuko and Zumi been born. Like always. And at age, so they were like normal kids. They were just hanging out with their friends until they get to age of 4. Like number 4. So, I know I forgot to include, where is it? It's the Quirk Doctor. Give me a minute to, oh, here it is. So they go to the Quirk Doctor and to get their evaluation, if they have a quirk or not. So, the Quirk Doctor sits in his beautiful chair, and he tells Zumi that she has a quirk. And she basically gets prayed by the Quirk Doctor that she can become a hero and all that stuff. But he shot it down when he told Zuko that he doesn't have a quirk, so he's quirkless, and yeah. So, stuff like that. So, sorry. So then, after that, they abandoned him. And he lives out in the streets. And we move on to him or them at age of 5. And Zuko was, let's say, one Pacific day. It was like super windy. He tried to put a cardboard blanket on him. He tried to, but then the cardboard blanket flew off of him. And he gets up and tries to catch it. He walked across the road. A car comes out of nowhere, was about to hit him, but in a split second, a blinding light appeared. And guess whose power it is? It was none other than Zuko's own power saved his own life. As he was still holding the cardboard blanket he's confused. He's literally, confused about what just happened. As he puts his hand, there was some power lines above him. As he puts his hand in the air, as his entire hand turns into electricity, it flowed right up into and grabs it. As he's lifting himself up on top of a building. Whoa. That's weird. As he looks at his hands in shock. He's literally... He doesn't even know what he's like. So, wait, I'm confused. As he's trying to grapple onto his own, things. So, he went away, he left town to helps himself understand what his powers are going through. And let's say the volcano was nearby on an abandoned island, was about to erupt. And so he goes towards it because he knows that the volcano will end up getting to Japan. And so, but he only learns, or he only has electrical abilities. Better try something quick and clean. So, he jumps into the volcano. And when he jumped in, the magma didn't even, you know how, magma usually melts stuff? Well, it actually, instead of melting him into a puddle of blood or something, it actually, he absorbed it all into himself. As it was like his own body morphed into a more of a strongest one. Like, he literally, I'm trying to find a picture of him. As a, I'm trying to find a stupid, calm down. No, not that one. It was this. He looks like a adult man now. As he looks at his hands, as he's like, whoa. As he looks at his right hand, and it was sparking like electricity. And then he looks at his left hand, it was magma. Like, basically, you know how like Blackbeard absorbed Whitebeard's Delphoid to become, or having two different powers? Well, Zuko is the same thing, but instead of eating someone, or eating a person's Delphoid, he was born with two Delphoids that he's learning, or he discovered that he has. As he's basically, when he looks up and all the gas that normally shoots up into the atmosphere actually did something that he never imagined. I'm just gonna include it into this as he's wondering to himself, what's going on with me? I feel like, as he looks down at his arm, like he feels like he's not himself anymore. And his hair became was longer now. This is what he looks like. As he looks at his legs, what happened to my legs? As he looks down and he sees like lava from a waist down, you see, before you, was all magma now. Yeah, I took the parts of this, the electricity guy that points and zzz, yeah, this one. And, well, Zuko actually was so powerful that when he learns how to, or he taught himself how to control himself. Oh, or he learned how to control his powers. As let's say a villain was running away from the cops and he had a gun quirk, so as a student or as a kid, You're one of them. Boom! As he didn't look behind, but as Zuko dodged the attack, as his waist went, as the careful, you might kill somebody with that move. Oh, sorry, kid. I thought you were one of those heroes. No. But as he grabs the citizen, or no, actually Zuko grabs the villain. And so he actually did something that was unthinkable. He knocked the villain out with just a single punch. Or actually he did when they got close to, as the villain starts to like, I can't breathe, boom. Moments. Like how that crazy doctor guy with a gas fruit used his, as a villain just plops down. That's weird. As he grabs or as he turns it off, like he switches it to something more, like, so he grabs this citizen, so Zuko grabs the villain and turn him over to the police. Here you go. As his father sees him, Zuko, stay away from that villain. Or stay away from all the quirked villains. Really? Yeah. And you're quirkless, so all of it. As the detective's like, yeah, he's right. I was just walking around and I saw him like trying to like, maybe I was lucky that he fell asleep. He got knocked out by something. Oh, yeah, that's true. Thank you for turning him in. Yeah. So, he didn't show his powers yet, so, yeah. So then a time skip to 15. And Zuko trained how to use his powers. He could create gas around him. He could create electricity. And he could cause explosions by just snapping his fingers. And he can control lava around him. He even, lava, fire, anything that even, he's a guy that you do not want to mess around with type of. And when he absorbed the gas in the air, he grew bigger. As his brain cells he's super smart. So the yeah. So then the villain ends up basically, so Zuko, so time skip to 15, and he actually joins the Quirkless School. Don't stand too close. Not because I'm... Hey? So, yeah. So he learns how to manipulate his own body to becoming more of a, like, he could either become gas or, like, lava or basically anything, even electricity. He could be any of the three types, depending on his mood. If he's in rage, man, run for hills. Just run for hills and don't look back when he gets angry. So, yeah. So he basically, don't stand too close. There might be some craziness around me. So then I'm skipping certain parts of this video because I wanted to go to juicy stuff. AKA the All for One versus All Might. Here it comes. You all been waiting for. Now, All for One versus All Might. All Might. Let's see how long this video takes. Let's see. So, yeah. 2, 2, 3, 0. So, yeah. So, the reason why I'm saying these numbers is because of, well, Zuko, so All Might was down, as he's like, because he was super injured. As All for One says, but Toga interrupted, saying, is it just me or is it getting hotter? Because who got captured in this What If storyline was none other than Zumi. Zuko's sister got captured. And that made Zuko really mad. As, the fire, or as they all like looked around and they see like the manhole covers of that goes into sewers were shooting up out of like magma shooting right out of their pipes. Boom, boom, boom. Sound. It's like as the pipes right underneath or right in front of All for One, or like right in front of between All for One and All Might. As he says, as a voice comes out of it's time for you to pay with your life, All for One. And All for One one man that captured his sister. No need of fear. I am here, as he says it in the deepest, darkest tone.
Victoria's Secret Supermodel
As,
Adriana
yeah, Zuko was mad, and he shows as many gases formed around the villains. As Toga,
Victoria's
Twice,
Supermodel
Dobby,
Adriana
and everyone, all the League of Villains, and including the henchmen of the All For One, like basically all the villains, were circling around. They all like, oh, I can't breathe! Oh! And, yeah. As everybody's like, what's going on? As pro heroes are confused. All Might was confused. And when Zuko was formed, as he walks through the flames with magma, as he says, you captured my little sister, and no one should ever capture anyone ever again, all for one. As you could hear his footsteps. As these citizens, the pro heroes, are like, what? As they're scared out of their mind. Including Zumi, as she couldn't believe that her own quirkless brother found a way to gain a most overpowered powers. And she could not believe her own eyes. As All For One looks, trying to keep his composure. But deep down, he's terrified. Because he knows Zuko is quirkless, but he didn't expect Zuko to have this much power, and actual powers, because in this alternate timeline, like backstory before, like in the backstory, like back then, people used to have powers, but they're more devastated. When those people, like, they all, the quirk, or so, how will I put this? Back then, they used to have powers, but then they all died off. And then they created the quirkless people, and then they created the quirked people, like gave birth to quirks. So Zuko was born with actual powers, so he's more dangerous than others, because the powers people that actually have powers instead of quirks are way more dangerous than anyone. But Zuko has the three most dangerous ones of humanity. 1. Magma. Could burn you alive, consumes you, and melts you to nothing. Gas. Could cause, like, oxygen or like the inside of a person to suffocate. Electricity that could send like shocks to kill a person, like making their hearts explode with so much electricity going through them, type of deal things. So, yeah, when Zuko was... Yeah, when Zuko manifested and came... the people, or the heroes, the villains, and the citizens are scared. They see him, and they're like, holy crud! Wait, as one of them just realized, wait, I figured it out. As the detective, or actually one of the citizens, figured it out. He wasn't born quirks like the rest of us normal people in modern day. He's been born with powers way before her. You ever thought about that? As the other guy says, wait, what do you mean? You mean that he has the ancient powers? Yeah. If he has this much power, or as Zuko says to All for One, it is time for you to pay with your life. Now, gas explosion, cannon, as he snaps his fingers, as All for One exploded because the gas somehow went into his body. Boom! As, yeah. Where is it? Yeah, like that. As, yeah. But he created a dome around All for One to melt him to a puddle of ashes. This is what you get for hurting my little sister. You creep. Boom! As he clenched his fist and yeah. As a big explosion, like a nuclear bomb, just went kaboom! Yeah. As citizens were like, whoa, wait, what? If they had this much power, as one guy said, or one girl says, or let's say Ochako says, if they had this much power back then, and if they were still living in in this time period, we'd all be dead. Except for those people. That's why they got wiped out. As everybody's... like... even... That's what Ochako said to them. Yeah. And they're like, yeah. If he had this, or if they had this much power in modern day, there would be a lot more restrictions and would be a lot more deaths and yeah. As All Might looks at Zuko with shocking face. And so All Might inside of his head saying, this must be the power of the elementals' powers. And he's the most dangerous one of them all. As everyone looks at him, as All Might is shaked up about it. Because, yeah, after the explosion, Zuko walks through the fire and the or magma, as he walks right to his sister. That his sister was terrified, but he kneels down. As he looks at her with a smile on his face, as he says, "Did they hurt you, little sister?" As he sticks a hand out to her, as he takes his own sister and puts her on his back, because, yeah. And he flew all the way from the battle, or from All For One and All Might, all the way back to their house, drops them off, or drops her off, and waves him as he he jumps onto electrical wires, and he did a surf on electric wires. As everyone, including the government, or like those people, says, if this kid is so powerful and dangerous, he must have required something to become more powerful. And so the next day, when he went to the Quirkless school, everyone stayed away from him, except for those kids, or one of the kids let's say Malene Naga. Let's say her. She always finds him so interesting. But when she saw him beat up the heroes, beat up the villains, she was like, "That was so cool, Zuko. How did you require this much power?" Requiring? More like I was born with this power, actually. I didn't know who until after when I was 5 years old. Wait, so quirkless kids that were stayed away from him when they heard that he was born with this power, and he didn't discover it until when he was only 5 years old. So you're saying, Zuko, you were born with this power inside your body? Yeah. It's the truth, actually. I didn't not like I did not have I didn't require anything. I was just when I was born and so then yeah. So he realized it that he was born with this much power. And so yeah. So then they start praising him like, man, you're more powerful than all of us. And yeah, everyone was scared. Most of the teachers are like scared of him and what he can do with, like he was born with that much power. And they actually told him, or actually, why didn't you go to UA and become a pro hero like the rest? As he looks away, because similar to rest of you, I was born with this power, but it wasn't a quirk. So reason why I didn't join UA is because because of quirkless. I'm quirkless. As the quirkless kids were like, man, if you have this much power and you were born quirkless, there's something wrong with you. Because you actually were born with actual powers. That's flippin' amazing. We heard stories about people born with powers before quirkless even came a thing. And before the quirks even became a real thing. So you're more powerful than quirks and us quirkless people. So, and you're the most dangerous one. Rumors are spreading around like wildfires about you. Wait, about me? Yeah. As Zuku, or as some quirkless kid, or Demon Lord Maline says. Yeah, everyone says that you're the only one that was born with actual powers. How does that make you feel? Zuko? Well, if I have this much power, I'm glad, actually. So then, yeah. And so, everybody. So after school, he used his electricity abilities to like he was sleeping on the power poles. As the electricity goes right through him. And he's unaffected, so it doesn't bother the electricity stuff. So he was just sleeping on. He's literally sleeping on power poles because of it. Yeah. So then So then one of the government guys shows up and he says, well, Zuko, wake up. As they see a bright light, like a green light on that represents his eyes as he comes towards them, as he lands. What's up? How do you feel about joining Yue, as Zuko says? Does it have any requirements of, like, quirks? You need a quirk to join UA? Yes, but recently, when we know that you were born quirkless, but having this much power, is quite dangerous for any normal or any normal quirks to be having on the streets. As Zuko starts giggling, why are you giggling? This is angry matters. Important matters, should I say. Well, funny enough, when rest of Yes said, or after, there's one thing that you, in that statement that you said, as he points to you said that a normal quirkless kid that has, or as the power, that this power, I was actually born with this power, so it's not a requirement. It's a, okay? But besides that, I accept your offer. No questions asked. Actually, I don't, I really didn't know what to do with the, okay? So, yeah, because as he looks at her, he looks at the, whatchamacallit, MHA, I have to say it into my phone. My Hero Academia government. So, I always, yeah. So, this girl right here. Oh. She actually, she had her men aim the guns at Zuko. And Zuko actually tells them, you know those bullets won't work on me, right? Yes. We know about your abilities. You contain, or you have power of magma, gas, and electricity. And so, as the Zuko knocks out, or he literally knocks out that girl's men around her, as he pulls out a chair from them. Come sit. And if you want to talk about some important details, I'm all ears. I see. You're a reasonable person, aren't you? With so much power like that, it must have drove you crazy about certain things. As he did tell, as he's laughing, yeah, certain things with this much power, no one can even harm me anymore. Or no one could harm me. Yeah. So, let's get down to business. Why do you trouble yourself coming to me? There's plenty of quirked people but you're a special kind, Zuko Midoriya. Or should I say Elementor? You're more powerful than any of us. How do you feel about joining Class 1A of UA? I know, we both know that in order to go to UA, you need a quirk. But first of all, I don't have a quirk. It's actual power. Second of all, I do accept that. Okay? No need to threaten me with any of. Okay? Because all of your men actually have toxin in their bodies. So I know that if you pull something, they die. As he looks at her with enough force, he looks at her with dead eyes. Yes. So, you know all that. But let's explore. Let's change. Let's adding you to the heroes arsenal is way more beneficial with your abilities. And okay. As he knows, or she knows, that if she tries to pull anything that's out of the ordinary, her men, or every hero that was, or everyone in the Hero Foundation would died from the explosion. Yeah, but Zuko was telling her, or as she remembers it. So, but I accept of joining UA. So no need to who get so worked up about it. And you actually gave me a hero name, actually, of Elementor. Yes, you're more powerful than any of us. You could easily, you know that we were coming. And so, yeah. So she basically explains that to him that, and we accept you into UA and plus the Hero Foundation. As he shakes hands with her, as he starts her, so he transfers from UA, or no, he transferred from the Quirkless school to the Quirk school, basically UA. And he's he's a class 1A student. Of course, Bakugo is mad because why didn't, or actually, Bakugo was going through two different phases. He's glad that his friend made it to UA, but he's also angry at him not having quirk until he realized, oh wait, he has power that's beyond the quirk. So then all that stuff, and yeah. So, and here's the funniest thing. There was actually two people that actually fell in love with him before. One was Momo. Yeah. She ends up, because when she saw him, it's been a long time, so yeah. But then the number 2 person was actually I'm trying to find, oh, here she is. This girl. Her. She actually fell in love with him. And I know that it would be hilarious to, like, so let's say she asked Momo, M-O-M-O, just to clarify, sometimes this wording sounds like I'm saying, like, certain ones. Well, Zuko, so she asked Momo, M-O-M-O, that how about we should date him and get married to him? As Momo actually says, sure. And so both of them, or so Zuko was eating hot soup that is so hot that no one could literally eat it except for him. So then both of them walks up to Zuko and tells him that about they wanted to date him. As he's like, wait, what? As he's so embarrassed. As he covers his face in super dense light. So Magma covers his face. As he's just so embarrassed. I know it's a lot to take in, Zuko. But come on. So, yeah, he does accept. And so that stuff goes on. So they got married. Like, time skip to them getting married. And they had 2 kids. And I will have the pictures of them before her. I'll leave them in the community tabs things of what their kids would look like. So go check the community tab on my channel. Go check them out, or you could see them on like whatever bar. So now, with that out of the way, and I did do a time skip. Sorry for a time skip thing. So, and I also forgot that after Zuko demonstrated his powers and he gets transferred from the Quirkless School to UA, and his sister, through the entire school year, had not talked to her brother in a long time. So, but then after school was a whole different story. She walks up to him with her head lowered as she tells him that because she heard that he was born with the powers of elements. So she had tears coming down her face as she tells him that that he was the only one that he always looked up to and all that stuff. But Zuko, who looks at her, but instead of being super angry with her, he actually hugged his own sister. None of us knew, so... Oh, you're... No matter how powerful I am, I'll still be your brother no matter what, sister. So... yeah. As I always care about you. Okay? As he's super kind-hearted. So then when he was about to, so after he drops her off, where are you going to go? maybe sleeping on electrical wires or yours again. Before he... So, Inko shows up, and she tells him... Or this is what she said to him, that... As she actually walked up and apologized to him about her not realizing that he was more powerful than anyone in the world. So, plus Sasashi was there too, and he apologized for abandoning him like that. So he basically, they leave Zuku's bedroom alone. So then he ends up, so they invite him back into the family, and yeah. And some of the family members of his were pretty scared that if they did something stupid around him, like throw a pie at his face, he would have probably got mad. But he's like, huh. Yeah. But his sister did it to him one time, or a couple minutes ago. She tripped and fell, and the pie literally flew right at his face. And Zuko, basically, as it, stops, or as he moves faster than light, so he caught it before it landed. As he puts it right back. Are you doing okay? As Zumi scraped her knee. Man. So then he uses his power to grab the Band-Aid, and it was one of those big Band-Aids to put on top, as she couldn't believe. Whoa, that's cool. And how can you be so calm in these dire situations? Huh. I've seen so many, injuries before. Huh. So then Zuko was good. And so now I'm going to leave this off, and please leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, and do all of that fun stuff. Peace.